Hello and welcome to another gameplay video with me, Oceanbeard, here on the channel. I'll bring you high-level stuff, the best decks, the new brews, my takes on how to attack the metagame, my best approach to each and every archetype here on the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's dive in with Esper this time around. I got multiple builds on Esper. Today I want to present to you a take with Resolute Reinforcements ×4 and Make Disappear ×4. We are trying the flashy game plan and maximizing Make Disappear with these two friends. They work very well together on turn 2. You can leave up Make Disappear, and of course, if they don't play anything meaningful, you just play your Reinforcements, which makes your future Make Disappears better. Reinforcements, not only good with Make Disappear, also quite good with Raffine. You attack on turn 3, you get 2 connive triggers on one of the tokens. With Wedding Announcement, you can play Wedding Announcement turn 3, attack with the tokens, draw a card instantly. Kaito, of course, Kaito works with any 2-drop, you just draw cards. Yeah, there's lots of stuff going on here with the Resolute Reinforcements. Being 2 bodies is obviously great for later Wedding Announcements. Imagine you have a long game against any mid-range opponent. You have 1 or 2 Wedding Announcements out, you draw Resolute Reinforcements, boom. You have yourself 2 mana, 2 free freeze, for example. Yeah, so this is the new stuff. The rest is pretty standard. We are playing Void Rend, nice removal against Graveyard Trespasser and random things. I'll just play a one-off here. Kaito and Wedding Announcement. I think Kaito is a card that didn't see much play in previous Esper lists necessarily, but I think it got better these days. There's more Planeswalkers around, which makes the Ninja quite decent, because it just sneaks through and kills Planeswalkers, especially if you pump it with like Wandering Emperor or Raffine. And just overall, it's a cheap Planeswalker. It accumulates card advantage. I think it's just good in this mid-range environment. It has been good for me, so I'm continuously putting it into my deck. 3 copies here. Then we have Tenacious Underdog, of course. You can't miss this card. It's just too good for a black deck, especially with Connive. You just put it in the graveyard. Want to have it. Infernal Grasp, doesn't need a mention. Rite of Oblivion also synergizes with Resolute Reinforcements. You get multiple bodies. And here in Esper, you have a bunch of things that give you multiple bodies. And I thought Rite of Oblivion should be good enough. It also works with Connive. You can discard it later on. And that's why we play the card here. 1 Meathook Massacre. I kind of want to have more Meathook Massacre than just 1, because I think it's really good in this deck, but it's so difficult to make space. There's so many cards I want to play. Also in the 4-drop slot, I want to play Ertai, I want to play Sheoldred. I might want to play Sanctuary Warden as well, the powerful 6-drop that's been absolutely dominating people lately. But it's just so difficult to make space, honestly. Yeah, and then the top of the curve, we have Wandering Emperor and Soaring. Soaring is maybe unusual. You might say like, hey, wait a minute, why Soaring when you play like Sheoldred, Ertai, what have you? I think Soaring is quite good the more creatures you have to protect it. And it fits this deck nicely because it's a different route of card advantage that, yeah, I think that this deck sort of otherwise might lack. If I would play Sheoldred, I would have another creature that could just get killed. And Soaring just comes down, makes a lifelinker, also big. With Wedding Announcement, you can pump it up and make the lifelinker bigger, or with Wandering Emperor or Connive. So Soaring in general just pretty good in Esper. Yeah, I think it's just an underrated card in Esper. People haven't played it in the past because there were better options. But nowadays, I think Soaring should have a place in your average Esper tokens deck. It's easy to protect, it draws you cards, makes lifelinking tokens. It's very good here, I believe, and so we're playing 2 copies of it. 25 lands in total, 1 Xander's Lounge to add up on our blue-black duels, because I needed another one to make my mana base 16, 16, 16. Pretty decent, although actually 5, 7, 11, 15, 16, yep, perfect, absolutely. All right, so it's a clean 16, 16, 16 mana base with 25 lands. Our curve stops at 4, so I think 25 is plenty. And yeah, we have various ways of drawing cards if we ever miss lands on turn 3, at least here with Kaito and Raffine. Sideboard is a bit random still. We play 1 Duress just to have that off chance of seeing their hand. A Disdainful Stroke, a Negate, and a Spell Pierce, and another counterspell action. Reckoner Bankbuster, yeah, it's nice to have for long grindy games. Just have some Bankbuster available to you. Unlicensed Hearse for graveyard decks, Sheoldred for aggressive decks, Graveyard Trespasser for graveyard, Sanctuary Warden, as this big haymaker in mid-range fights. If I want to go bigger, this card is just insane against those decks. It's pretty good in this deck because you have all these planeswalkers that you can eat counters off and draw cards with Sanctuary Warden. And then we have 2 Meathook Massacre and a Void Rend. Yeah, I mean, pretty self-explanatory there. Meathook Massacre, just a really nice one against certain decks. And I think quite good in this deck because you have so many tokens. All right, enough talking. Let's get into the games. Ba 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 ba. I just played the sealed qualifier and I failed miserably. For the play-in qualifier. I did it on Twitch stream. Check out my Twitch. I stream a little bit more often lately. But yeah, in any case, not doing that anymore because we lost in the finals, so good on that front. But I like me sealed. Sealed is a nice format. I like it a lot. Okay, dokie. No blue mana. Yeah, I don't think I can do that. I think I have to mulligan. Okay. I'm on a draw. Do I want Infernal Grasp? Or do I want any of my free... Like, do I want a second Infernal Grasp or... Oh, my free drop's gone. I've probably just cut the Infernal Grasp. Okay. Rank 122 with mono white. That's this thing, okay. My Meathooks are gonna be good. I'm gonna be curious about what my opponent's doing here. I rank with a mono white aggressive deck? They probably have Kafar Commando or Resolute Reinforcements here. I kind of want to have board presence with the betting announcement, I think. Instead of drawing cards. Both is appealing, of course. Could also just play Kaito, but I think I want the wedding announcement as soon as possible out. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack for 1 and play my wedding announcement. See? Kafar Commando. We'll take the 2. Well, I guess I'll take more than 2. If I would have thrown another one, they would have had to discard a card. I'll just kill this thing. Looks like they have another Kafar Commando.
You started this fight, but I'm going to end it. You are not much of a roadblock.
It's a card I could also play. But space is tight. Probably just want this in a graveyard, I guess. Okay.
I hope you're ready to lose. Show them how we greet our enemies. Remember your training.
Make a ninja here. I need to make sure that this Wandering Emperor dies as soon as possible.
Bet you can't catch us.
Guards, to me.
So they must be playing some artifacts and some enchantments. Maybe Wedding Announcement? Okay. Raffine joining the party. So they have 2 mana up. That can't mean much. I guess I'll just play Raffine. And I'm gonna get one of these friends back, potentially. They'll just concede. That makes things easy. I mean, I was very far ahead here. I just wanted to think how I use my Emperor there. Okie dokie. So, mono white. I like Meathook. And then Kafar Commando. Kaito's not the best on the draw. Make disappear. Not amazing either. Soaring, Sheoldred. I don't know. Like they usually. I saw people playing Destroy Evil. It's pretty good against Sheoldred. So I'm not convinced I want the Sheoldred here. I want to have Sanctuary Warden and Meathook. I mean, Destroy Evil is quite good against Raffine as well. Let's kick out Kaito. Play Meathook. Put a 6-drop in your deck. I almost like the idea of Spell Pierce. If they have Restoration and Wedding Announcement, would be a nice spell to catch back up. Void Rend doesn't seem that amazing here, honestly. I could add another one. I could cut this one. I'm just gonna add Spell Pierce over and Make Disappear. Maybe that's loose. I think Make Disappear is gonna be a lot better on the play, but worse on the draw. I got Eiganjo on turn 3 into a Wandering Emperor. Rite of Oblivion doesn't do anything here. I think I can do better. Okay. I guess we're doing this. All these pain lands, ew. This card is quite good. I like it. It's a very good 2-drop. No plays. No plays on turn 3. That's interesting. Pass the turn, I guess. Do I want to throw an underdog into the bin here? Don't think so. I'm good. Spell Pierce an Emperor here. Okay. Wow. Playing around make disappear, huh? And spell pierce. Pooh. Okay. I think I'm okay with that.
Run away. You'll be safe
I'll just
first.
minus.
May your blade strike true. We've got the edge in this fight.
What did it? Okay. The dog. I mean, they're playing a little bit of a schizophrenic deck, if I may say so. They have like this mid-range package. They also have these aggressive creatures. They're like all over the place. If I'm going to attack with the underdog, they're surely gonna Wandering Emperor on me here. They really play around to make this appear well, though. And my spell pierce was pretty embarrassing. And all my tokens don't really do much either. I could just slam with everybody. They're also gonna get this next turn. And they have 5 cards still left. If I put a counter on the underdog attack, they're probably gonna play Emperor. What do I do? I have to counter it, and then they have Sanctuary Warden, I lose. To the Sanctuary Warden and the 3/4 over there. My spots. I mean, I could try to push as much damage as possible, I guess. So, okay. I'll do that. Okay. So now if they're Wandering Emperor, I can sack the token that they're blocking. So that's kind of nice. Okay. Fair. Okay, so they don't have Wandering Emperor. I mean, that's... Then they're just flooding. Maybe then... I thought they would be playing around my things. But I guess not. Pass the turn. And crack one of these lands. Not even cracking a land. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Adeline. Of all things. Okay. Yeah, but they stabilized. My 1/1s look pretty anemic here. Like, not very good at all. I don't have enough mana for the Meathook. My counterspells look terrible.
I hope you're ready to lose.
My opponent has a wild deck. That doesn't make any sense to me. But they're playing very well and it lines up perfectly against my draw. This was very sweet too, so they were just waiting for a moment that I tap out, I guess. Very cool. Alright. Very well played, I guess. Interesting. They play very well around my counterspells, which makes me not want to have them, honestly. Makes me kind of want to have something like Bankbuster or Kaito again. If I'm proactive here. Yeah, makes me want to just go as big as possible, honestly. The way this game went. Like now I'm just gonna be a proactive, boom, have all my best cards. And don't mess around, don't try to interact with you as much, just overpower you with my own stuff. Let's see if that works. I can't keep this in good conscience. Oh, this is a tough hand as well. Let's hope for an untapped land here. That was a huge miss. Yeah, okay, we're gonna lose. Yeah. Mono white midrange, I think, is one of the top decks in the format right now. I don't know if what my opponent is doing is similarly good. I don't think so, but it's close to mono white midrange. I guess that definitely gives it points. And me not doing anything doesn't help either. Yeah, it's how it is. You can't miss land drops in these games. You just can't. Like, yeah. Alright, GG. I don't have to play this out, honestly. Like, let's just play games of Magic that are actually games of Magic and not this nonsense. It's not like I lost already. I probably have like a couple percentage points to win that game. But overall, I just for you and for me, I don't want to play games where this like it's obviously not a game. We mulligans. I kept a risky hand. I kept a 2-lander, and I didn't get there. End of the story. Let's move on to the next match. Have a good game of Magic, hopefully, and see from there. And yeah, acknowledge that ABCD very well played that game too. I felt like I got outplayed. I sideboarded in a way. What's going on? Like always a 2-lander here. Like it's a bit unlucky. But okay, we're gonna mulligan again. All right. Do I want Rite of Oblivion or Void Rend? Interesting. Probably the Ride. Both obviously kind of similar in the way they are. The Ride can do more damage. Overlook, okay. Jund it is. I'm just thinking that maybe the deck that I'm playing is just way too early to say. But that game too, I felt so outplayed. Then I'm like, is my deck wrong? Or did I just... Yeah, I just got bedazzled. Happens. Both of them are so similar. Kaito draws me a card, Wedding Announcement draws me a card. And this later on pumps everything. Yeah, I'll just play this. Although, one consideration there is Tier Sunder. And this is quite bad against Tier Sunder, so probably should have played around that actually. And play Kaito. It's a bit loose. You might want to have more counter spells, honestly. Like, my deck doesn't have a good enough late game, really, to compete with these decks. So as soon as my opponent starts playing Titans and stuff, I need counterspells. These free drops are not gonna cut it. They're too slow. Especially on the draw. My deck is too slow in general. Yeah. They're gaining some life here? Oh, no, I guess they're drawing a card, huh? Okay. Yeah. I feel like I'm learning a valuable lesson here that I forgot when building this deck. And my deck is too all over the place. I was just complaining about the mono white player that they had a deck all over the place with aggressive cards and like, you know. But I think my deck is all over the place. If I want to do the aggressive, flashy type of game plan with Resolute Reinforcements, I gotta commit more to that. I gotta have more counterspells, more stuff that works with that. I really gotta go all in on that. If I don't, then I'm like a mix between a mid-range deck and a sort of like flash counter deck. And at that point, because I don't have enough counters and I don't have enough, like I really have to. If my draws line up perfectly, I'm gonna beat everybody, of course. But I mean that's the case with almost any deck. But if they don't, and I'm on a draw, and, you know, then these decks they just have a much better late game. They have 5 drops, 6 drops, 7 drops. And they're just gonna overpower me. Like, easily. Yeah. Alright, so we're just getting smashed here with this deck. But it's a valuable lesson, right? Like, yeah. What do? I want Void Rend, I want the Hearse, I probably want the Trespasser. Something like Spell Pierce, for example, wouldn't be too bad. Or like a Second Stroke probably should be in here for this Junt deck. Yeah, Resolute Reinforcement is just a bit of an anemic card. It's nice value with these, but it's very slow, right? Like, it just draws cards. And these extra cards, they're easily outvalued by my opponent's power level. Like, when they start slamming Cruelty of Gigs and Soul of Windgrace, it also draws cards, or Titans. Like, me drawing a couple cards, it doesn't really do it. So I kind of want to have an aggressive threat that just kills them, instead of, you know, slowly accumulating card advantage. Or if I slowly accumulate card advantage, I need more counter spells, so I'll actually can buy the time. Yeah. I probably want a Second Stroke at the very least in my sideboard, or even in the main deck. I have a lot of free drops right now. Burn Down the House. It's a nice one, I like it. I'd certainly play at least one copy in my Cruelty of Gigs deck. Because, yeah, I mean, just being able to Demonic Tutor Burn Down the House and swipe the board is good value to have. Sure, I guess. Am I just gonna win this game with the casual mono black beatdown plan? Are you guys interested in an updated version of mono black? Like, the version I made a video on was very alpha. And I have a much better version these days. But I mean, everybody knows about mono black anyways. It's the top deck. It's very good. You don't necessarily need to make more content about it, I guess. We also all know about good old Junt Reanimator. Fable. Yes. Yeah, it's difficult to break through. It's definitely difficult to break through. And then you also play a deck that's susceptible to Meathook Massacre. I hate so many things about my deck. Oh my god. So many things I hate about it. It has too many... I mean, I do have a bunch of Planeswalkers. They mitigate the Meathook Massacre, sort of. But... yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Ultimately... I mean, I have another Esper list that I want to try. I have an Esper Planeswalker list that I want to try. It's quite more powerful, but just worried that my late game is not gonna hold up to something like John mid-range, or even mono white mid-range. Okay, I did not discard a Titan at least. So this thing can attack and exile my Underdog. It's kind of funny that one of the best cards, also a very good card against this deck, is also Meathook, because it's quite good against their Sagas. They're so small, right? They get the Saproling, then they get the 1/1, which we just exiled. The Fable is quite bad against Saga, against Meathook Massacre. Yeah. So if you just have Meathook Massacre and some answers to their top end, you're gonna be okay. But if you play cards like Resolute Reinforcements that are just so bad, you're probably not gonna be okay. This all was much better in theory. My opponent just plays higher card quality cards and I lose. I can't keep up with Rite of Oblivion myself against a bunch of Sagas that make 2-for-1s. Well, I also sack creature. It's terrible. Okay, so I guess my plan... I don't even have Meathook in my deck anymore. I bordered it out because I was like, oh, I'm playing against a big Giant Reanimator deck. And now I'm realizing that, yeah, Meathook is kind of good against him. But, like, Meathook is not very good in this deck because I'm killing all my own stuff. Yeah, I'm just realizing that this Resolute Reinforcement card's just trash. That's certainly what it comes down to. And what are my outs to win this match, this game? What do I have to draw? Raffine, maybe? Wandering... I just don't have any late game. Wandering Emperor? They're not any cards that really catch me back up. I don't even have Bankbuster. Yeah. Wow, okay, this is like the worst deck I've played in a long time. Played a bunch of good decks lately, brews and all types of decks, but this brew of mine is just bad. And I hate that happens sometimes. And that's life. You know, you can't win them all. And so be it. We're also playing against good decks. I mean, Giant Reanimator is one of the best decks in the format. Yeah. Nothing. No place at all. Flame Bolt? Or like Tear Thunder. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Yeah. I can't. Yeah, like my deck is just garbage. Hey, sometimes. Okay, we'll play another match. I guess let's take a look at the deck list. Like this is just, oof. Doesn't make any sense what I'm doing. There's a card that you could play. It's Faerie Vandal. I saw some other lists have it. That's a thing that just beats down reasonably quickly and is good with all your card draw. So I could play Faerie Vandal instead of Tenacious Underdog, for example. I could maybe trim all these. I don't know, like it's probably wild. I mean, at least you want to have one Tenacious Underdog. And then I play Faerie Vandal. And then I play like Negates or Disdainful Strokes in the main deck. And this could be a better avenue to take. At that point, I might not want to have Meathook and just play something like Ertai and really be on the flash plan. I don't have much removal now. Yeah, I'll just play another Void Rend. Yeah, I'm gonna try this. I don't want to, waste my time with what we just tried. And I feel how bad it is. In theory, I see it. I can envision more games, and I just know it's gonna not be good. So I could play with that same deck list more and like tell myself, oh, the sample size isn't big enough. But I think it is. With all the experience I have, I often make these shortcuts where I don't like some players. There's some, for example, that Greg Kowalski type of player who says like, I have to play 50 matches with a deck or like, maybe that's a little bit exaggerated, but I have to play a lot of matches with a deck to really know if it's good or what's wrong with it. But I'm more of that instinctual guy who's like, kinda, I know already it's bad. I don't have to play this anymore. I can see why it's bad. And so on and so on. I'm tired of mulliganing, guys. I'm tired. Let's just draw land. Come on. If I just draw one land, please. Okay, I mean, yeah. So the list that I have, nice. So they seem to have Infernal Grasp or Cut Down or something. I think that card is not playable anymore. To say it harshly, I think you should not play this card these days. You should play hard removal that really kills everything, because this doesn't kill Sheoldred, for example, which is a big problem. And then if you play a red burn spell, you probably want to have Flameless Bolt over that one. Oh god. Train wreck deck. Guess I'll attack with 2 1/1s. I mean, I could also just hope they don't. Okay, fine. I'll just hope they don't have Meathook. Yep. It's quite the army. 12 power. And it only grows. Can my free wedding announcements get the job done? Gosh, this deck is so bad. But I mean, wedding announcement is a Magic the Gathering card that works. compared to my other stuff. Tenacious Underdog, okay. 2 cards left in hand, Bankbuster going. Wandering Emperor. Alright, smash, I guess. They can crew here, eat one of them. Yeah. And then I killed it. Oh, they don't even crew. It's nice. Okay. Pass the turn. Draw some cards. I mean, I could also just play Resolute Reinforcements. Not kill the Kiki. I mean, what does the Kiki even do? It kills one of my tokens here. And taxes them for 1 mana. Okay, I'll just play the Reinforcements. Okay, they don't even wanna... I guess they have Meathook, huh? I mean, if they have Meathook, then I'm gonna also be happy. Not killing the Kiki. Yeah, if I had a counterspell here, things would be easy, but I don't. So, I lose 4 more life. And they gain 5. Oh, that's pretty good. That was a really good turn. Okay. Man, Resolute Reinforcements? Pretty dope. Betting announcement times 3. Funny. I mean, okay, like, this deck is actually quite strong if you had draw a bunch of vetting announcements. Then Resolute Reinforcements all of a sudden becomes a really sick magic card. So yeah, if you want to go this route, yeah, maybe there's ways to maximize the capabilities of this deck with various cards. Might just be blue-white as well. Might not even play black in the end. Okay. So I go to 9. I still have 12 power here. Alright. GG. Okay, we got someone. Wow. On the back of triple vetting announcement. Oh gosh. Multiple voltage surge. Makes me dislike the Faerie Vandal a bit on a draw here. Ugh, yeah. Anna, what are you doing? So. I guess I like the Meathook. Probably want Spell Pierce on the draw. Want a Hearse for the Corpse Appraiser. Sanctuary Warden is certainly a strong Magic the Gathering card. But maybe not the type of game I want to be playing. Honestly, Void Rend isn't better than Infernal Grasp, is it? Like, there's nothing like, besides Bankbuster maybe, but that I want to destroy. It's a bit random what I'm doing here, but hey. I mean, the Bankbuster works well with counter spells. So that's a thing. Oh my god. I just realized that I have double tap draw. I mean, I feel like I'm also getting a bit unlucky with like lots of mulligans. The mana base is totally fine. Like the mana base is actually like one of the better ones in the format. And I'm just drawing all these tap lands. Just like, okay. I guess I'm not the only one who has reason to complain. But yeah, I'm starting to believe that you rather have a land more than a land less, honestly. In this format, making land drops is more important than anything else. Even if you miss like your 4th, your 5th land drop, you might be capable of still casting lots of your spells, right? Because I mean, at 4 mana, you probably don't have many plays that you can cast, or even at 5. But nonetheless, like I kind of want to make land drops to 7, 8 because then I can start double spelling. You rarely run out of anything to do, anyways, right? You always kind of have stuff. You have the Bankbuster to activate and so on and so on. So yeah, it's just a bit sad that the lands don't do much, right? We don't have such good lands anymore as we used to have. Okay, Esper mirror match. Let's see how my version of Esper fares against maybe a more basic one. Should I care about the wedding announcement? Or should I just Raffine? Raffine seems pretty powerful here. I mean, at this point, I just Void Rend the Raffine? Is that a bit too aggressive? I won't pay. I can't pay. And I will make this one bigger. They got something? Ah, they have the Rona's Vortex? They have March. Oof. That's rough. A bit unexpected. That was pretty brutal. That took a lot of strength out of my play. What is going on with these people? What is going on with these people? Everybody just playing Invoke Despair in their free color deck. Madness. Madness. And March. What a weird card to play in your free color deck. Why? You have so many crazy good options. You have Void Rend, Rite of Oblivion, and you play March of Otherworldly Light. Clunky. Super clunky. In any case. Invoke Despair. Okie dokie. I go to 3, then I kill the 3/3. Go up to 5.
I'm home.
Go down to 1.
This is what you get for hurting my people.
This is what you get for hurting my people, yes. Many painlands are paining me. Danik in the house. Okay, it's getting a bit troublesome here. Me not having... Like, now I can't cast as Emperor anymore. I'm at 1 life. Okay. Alright. Alright. I've played the Esper before. I just want to have the biggest boom booms that are possible to have. And counter spells. I remember boarding out Raffine. I guess I have too many cards now. Way too many cards. So on the play, probably can get rid of at least one of those. Like this card, I put in. I think it's, yes, it's a threat that's can beat down and can cause some damage, but it's also another synergistic card that you really gotta curve out to make this work. Otherwise, in the late game, it's not gonna be that exciting. It's gonna be pretty bad top deck. So, in this mid-range environment, usually your best bet is to just play only cards that are good, that are always good. Just, you gotta play, or at least when you play a cheap card, play a card like Tenacious Underdog that, or Spirited Companion that, you know, at least it comes back, it has Blitz or something. It has some element that makes it not the worst top deck. And in this deck, you have these Resolute Reinforcements and Faerie Vandal cards, and they're just so bad as top decks, making your deck worse, weaker, making your late game weaker against the opponent. Yeah. Power over synergy is usually the way to go. I don't know what to cut. I could have just played one Meathook, I guess. I don't know what's going on. Like, we never have Raffine's Tower, I feel like. I'm complaining the entire video. I'm sorry, but like, my hands seem... Is this how it is? It's not. Like, my mana base is good. It's not how it is. It's just I'm getting a bit unlucky with this deck, I feel like. We're hitting the wrong sample. So you should certainly consider that in your assessment, or I should consider it in my assessment of the deck, that my draws haven't been that good. Yeah, nonetheless, I think this deck's not very good. Or at least this build of the deck. I'm looking forward to hearing a bunch of comments from you. I'm sure you guys have cracked the code already. I certainly read what you guys are writing a lot. Lots of people are telling me about suggestions on certain cards and here and that and this and there. I can't respond to everything all the time, but I'm reading it and I'm taking it in and I'm taking notes for myself. And when I'm going back to a deck that I made a video on and that you guys commented, I'll check the comments and see if I want to add any of the cards that you guys mentioned, and so on and so on. I'll just make another 2/2. It's crazy. They play Invoke Despair and Plaza of Heroes in the same deck. That's like next level greed. Adeline, okay.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
Put this one. I mean, I could also discard the Warden and the Raffine's Tower, play my Kaito plus. Game where I'm like infinitely ahead. And if I keep the Warden in hand and play my land, that's my only card that I have, they know exactly what's going on. And they can just, I don't know, keep up counter magic. Or the Warden, if they have counter magic, if they ever make disappear something. So this is a little bit of a... It's just a less risky line. I got rid of my best card. But I'm still super far ahead here. And yeah, just a worst potential risk, essentially. And yeah, again, even though this is a deck that's not very performing, I think there's still a lot to be learned about why it's not performing and all the things that I mentioned today in the video. I think they're valuable, so I'm not at all disappointed that I like used some time on a deck that isn't as good, because I feel like we've learned some valuable lessons here along the way, and I hope I could show you my thought process and how I'm sort of sorting out things and why I'm sorting out things. I mean, that doesn't do anything, but okay.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Like, I'll just discard these two. If they block Vadaline, I'll just play the Emperor and give first strike. Both. I guess I could have bounced Vadaline as well. Okay, I just concede. Cool. Mismatching Disdainful Strokes. Classic. Okay, I mean, them having Adeline makes me want to have Grasp. On the draw, I'm not the biggest fan of, especially against these Destroy Evils. Yeah, Raffine doesn't seem very good. Maybe just split them, but just cut them all. They're a lot more creature heavy than I thought. Makes me reconsider my spell pierce. But I mean, they have Invoke Despair, they have Wedding Announcement, they have Wandering Emperor. They're like all over the place. So like, I don't know, I just like me a counter spell. Play Ertai on the draw. Trespasser. Boarding out all Raffines is a reasonable thing to do on the draw. You just, I don't know if you saw what my opponent, like my opponent had multiple Raffines, right, this game, and it just like was ahead on board and just killed it, and I kept being ahead on board. It's a free drop that just dies to removal. It's not that exceptional. It's much worse on a draw. I have Void Rend. I think I'm just gonna go with this and then Void Rend the Raffine. The pain damage is real. Touché. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's what I wanted to see there. I have 6 pain lands in my deck. I have a lot of slow lands. I have 8 slow lands, yeah. Alright. Oh my gosh. Alright. Play that. Attack.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Boots, boots, boots. Play the angel. Remove a shield. Pass the turn. Okay. Make Disappear was... yeah, counterspells. Counterspell were good. Resolute Reinforcements was decent, I guess. In this game. Alright.
Remember your training. You're going to rest in pieces.
Negate. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, if you just have a couple timely counter spells, removal, Void Rend, and you don't flood out as crazy as your opponent did. I mean, they drew 2 more lands than I did, I guess. It's not like, but still. Yeah, we just 1-for-1 them, and then we had Wedding Announcement and Wandering Emperor, Sanctuary Warden and Wandering Emperor overpowering a Wedding Announcement that they had left. And they want to play, so they had 1 card less. That's sometimes it's just about the grind. Yeah. I haven't played much Esper in this format. This was sort of my first try on it. I have another Esper brew coming up, and I will put more time and thought into this. But I think this type of Esper list is not where you want to be. You want to be more good stuffy, maybe Reckoner Bankbusters in the main deck, more Meathooks. Just play the good cards. Perhaps only Underdog as a 2-drop. And I mean, yeah, maybe I say one more thing. I think Raffine is actually the trap. Because you want to build around a Raffine, you want to have 2-drops, and Raffine isn't as good anymore these days. And it makes you think that you want to build your deck in a way to maximize the card. Nah, I think that's the wrong way to do it. So the next list I have for you, next Esper list, will certainly be not playing Raffine. And yeah, just a little bit advanced tech. I think maybe people are playing too much still the card because they're thinking, oh my god, Raffine was like this one of the best free drops in the last format. It's supposed to be good still. But times have changed, and I don't think it's that amazing anymore, and it wouldn't be crazy to cut it. So yeah, here a little bit of a Einblick, you say, an insight into my thinking, into my brewing, into why I think this deck is not very good. I hope you could take some lessons from this for your own building and deck building. Yeah, Sanctuary Warden, MVP, guys. Play that card. All right, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. Peace out.